Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Tuesday. We are here live. It is Tilson Live Tuesday, as we always are. Thank you for joining us. My name is Eric Allard, Senior Vice President of Tilson Homes, part of the fourth generation of the Tilson family, joined, as I am each and every week, never know where she's going to be, by our Vice President of Marketing and Customer Experience, the great, the wonderful, the Mrs. Dawn Dantzler. Welcome, Dawn.
Hey, Eric.
I see you are in one of our sales offices. So
I am. I'm hiding out in spring today.
Hiding out in spring. Well, not anymore. You're not. So everyone knows where you are. So, folks, we're so grateful that you're joining us today. Please jump in. Tell us where you are watching from. Tell us where you're building. Give us a howdy. Drop it in the comments. We will be talking about, of course, as we always do, all things build on your lot today, answering all of your questions as we always do. Any questions you have about the building lot process, about financing, about design, about supply chain, about construction, about what we see going on. So drop us any comments, questions. Love to hear, again, where you're building, where you're watching from, what you're building, what part of the process that you're in. So Dawn will tell us what in the world we're going to talk about today, because you're not going to just have to listen to us talk to each other. We're going to do better than that.
Yes.
Dawn demands excellence. It's stressful for me. So what are we doing today, Dawn?
I'm super excited. We are going to show off a beautiful Angelina that we built for customers out in Victoria.
Okay.
The Hammack family was nice enough to let us come into their home and show it off to you guys. They made some wonderful changes that I'm super excited to show you. It's gorgeous.
Yes. Thank you, Hammack family, for doing this. And of course, you'll get to see more of Mr. David Bibiano's wonderful work. And of course, Kelsey's great work, as she always does. But the Angelina plan, gosh, guys, this is one that is in high demand. A lot of folks building this home right now, a lot of folks customizing this design. So like Dawn said, we are really, really excited to be able to show you some of the things you can do and actually what it looks like in real life in Victoria County, Texas. So tell us, what am I watching so far, Dawn?
We have a lot of people joining us.
Good.
We've got Rika saying howdy from Weimar.
Howdy, Rika.
We've got Will saying hi from Klondike.
Hello, Will. I did the roof myself on my well house. Thanks for the help, buddy. Still not done all the way.
We've got Kimberly howdy. We just signed on Saturday. Awesome.
Right.
Welcome. We've got Amanda, who is watching her first live from Bexar County, hoping to sign her contract on Friday. Awesome. You picked a good
all
one.
right, we'll gig them.
Yeah. We got Rebecca watching from Kyle, building in Driftwood.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
We got Angela. Good afternoon. I'm building a house in Coryell County.
Coryell County.
We got Shannon and Daniel building a San Gabriel farmhouse style in Burnett County, about to be released to construction. Awesome.
Okay. All right. Much anticipated, I'm sure.
Yes. We got Lilo. Howdy. What day is today? It's Tilson Tuesday. Yes, it is.
Very cool. Thanks, Lilo.
Cedric wants to talk about the new Cisco plan. Ooh, we'll have to plan that for the future. Yeah, there's been a lot of excitement about that plan. It's a good one. But yeah, brand new plan.
Dawn will add it to her list.
Yes. We got Kimberly. She's building her Polidoro A in Comfort and has her design meeting next month.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. Comfort's so pretty.
We got Terry coming in from Sugarland.
Welcome.
And Tara building a LaPorte with the added fourth bedroom and upgraded kitchen in Kaufman. We just had our pad poured 2 weeks ago, waiting for our lumber. Hooray. Awesome.
Good. Glad it's not there today.
We've got Wesley. He must have gotten his alerts. He was fussing because he wasn't getting his
good.
alerts.
Yeah, we're concerned about you, Mr.
But I'm back from Phoenix, building in Greenville, and his drywall was just completed. So awesome. Glad
nice.
And then we've got Angela building in Canyon Lake.
Oh, very nice.
Beautiful, beautiful area.
Very nice.
Will says you're welcome for all the help. He's getting stuff set up for 12 turkeys coming in and 30 meat chickens coming in this week and next week.
I'm out on that. I'll do well houses and hardy plank and all that. And I'm better about four-legged creatures than two-legged ones. I don't do two-legged. I'm all about four-legged.
You should talk to Kelsey though. She's hatching some chickens. So
what?
She's got chicken eggs going. We're all very excited about it in marketing. She's going to live stream when they hatch for us.
I thought she had a rabbit.
She has a rabbit and she has chickens. And yeah, now she has I think
she's like a walking Easter store. So guys, Kelsey has chicken she's hatching. She has a rabbit, a pet rabbit. So if you got questions about that, ask Kelsey. She's monitoring the chat. I'm sure that'll just take over.
Fun fact: pet rabbits like bananas.
Well, there's So we have FFA rabbits. Hers is not. Hers is like a legit pet rabbit. Like it's part
Legit
of the
pet.
fam.
Yeah.
Not for FFA, not for 4-H. Like it is rabbit of Kelsey. Like
Yeah.
it's hers.
We love him. We love Bun Bun.
Yeah.
All right, Jorana is getting our construction job in Pipe Creek for a canyon, supposed to start in April.
Awesome.
And we've got Melissa. Hi there in Arlington, building the Travis in Stephenville.
Oh, she's heading west, going to Stephenville. I love
Very
it.
nice. All right.
Okay, so we have a presentation that Don's put together. We got some videos. Is that right?
We have video. We have the actual video tour of seeing the house, so that you can really kind of get a feel for how big it is.
Okay, I know we had some folks joining us for the first time. These are posted afterwards, both to our website and to our YouTube channel. So they're there. They live there forever until Dawn decides they don't live anymore and she gets rid of them. But it's pretty rare that she ever has to do that. We don't say too many things that we ought not say. But anyway, so all that to say, if for some reason you missed part of it, no problem. You can go back and watch it. We have tons and tons of content. But do drop your questions and comments in the chat. We'd be glad to help you with whatever we can. And with that, Dawn, we can start the show that they all tuned in for. Let's go see the Angelina.
Well, yeah, let's talk about the standard Angelina, which is a super, like you mentioned, is a super popular plan. And what they chose to build is the Angelina A. They liked the exterior shape of the house, but as you'll see, they made some changes to the outside to kind of change up those materials, which was just gives it a completely different look. So I'm excited to show everybody just how different it looks when you take away all that brick and you do what they did. So that'll be nice. But super popular plan. The A elevation on the Angelina is, a little bit under 2,000 square feet. So it's at 1,936 square feet. Comes standard as 3-bed, 2-bath. And just, like we were talking, super popular plan because it's got that huge open concept kitchen, family room, dining room together. It comes with a study that you can turn into a 4th bedroom if you like. Or use it to work from home, and 2 really good size bedrooms, the secondary and a gorgeous master suite. So very good plan, and it comes with that really nice large back porch that everybody's looking for to enjoy their land.
Yeah, they're after the outdoor living space, and of course it's a split plan too. So the master on one side, spare bedrooms on the other side of the house. So whether it's the kiddos or you're an empty nester and have guests, everybody kind of has their own space in the evenings to retreat. Huge utility room, but we'll get into more of that later.
Yes.
And his and hers closets, which is rare on a house of this square footage. So very cool.
Yeah. Very nice.
What in the world did they do to it, Dawn?
They did a lot. So she definitely had a vision for what she wanted, and she was working with Eric McKernan out of our Katy office. So guys, when you're hearing references to Eric, that's the Eric that she's talking about, not our wonderful Eric. But so what they did, like I mentioned, they did make some changes to the outside, but on the inside, they decided that because they're in South Texas, they didn't need a coat closet. So they took the regular coat closet out of the foyer and actually added that space into the kitchen. So they got some additional cabinet and counter space. They also reversed the plan. So you're seeing the opposite of the floor plan from before. And they actually moved the front door wall forward a little bit to give themselves a little bit more space in that foyer. They did change that study out to make it into an actual 4th bedroom. So what that does is moves the entrance from the foyer over into the hallway with the rest of the bedroom. So it's more of a bedroom space, and you keep that closet. They decided they wanted a little bit more room in the family room and the rest of the house, so they kind of pulled it all forward a little bit. So they added about 3 feet of space to the home to make that family room a little bit bigger. They added an electric fireplace with a full stone wall behind it and raised hearth. So it's really gorgeous there. And they decided that they did want the cathedral ceiling, so they added that option and extended that out onto the back covered porch. So they went for that custom option there. In the kitchen, they decided that they liked the island from the driftwood better, which our drafting team lovingly calls island number 2. I call it the driftwood. And so they went for that and put in the farmhouse sink in that space. And then in the master bedroom, because they moved the space, they added that space to the family room, you also are adding, you can't just pull forward part of the house, you can pull forward the whole house. So they took the extra space and made that closet even bigger. So what was two separate his and her closets is now kind of a his closet tucked inside of a hers closet, a
Inside.
bigger closet. So it's a really cool space. They did take out it's not noted on here, but they took out the master tub and instead went for the walk-in shower in that area. So a little bit of change there. With the change that they made to the closet, they added a little bit of shelving. And then they also added that side load garage
Yeah.
to give them that space. And then
So a
a little
lot.
bit,
They did
yeah,
a
did a
lot.
little bit to the inside. And then on the outside, like I mentioned, they wanted to go for the modern farmhouse look, but they liked the style of the A. So we just took all that brick off the exterior and changed it out for stone and board and bat. So added some shutters and cedar headers to give you that look, and extended that all the way around to the home.
Yeah, and so what she means, folks, is about the look of that A, but not the full-on farmhouse. So they liked the hips on the side, this really steep hip roof pitch. They really liked the way that looked. I also personally too like the way that it looks. So they like that part about the A, but they didn't like the contemporary, maybe more subdivision look that this offers. They really wanted that kind of neo hill country new farmhouse style, and so we were able to accomplish that. With the hips, keeping it as an A, but changing again all this out. So the main thing we're talking about, so it doesn't have gables going all the way out like maybe the C or the D elevation might on the Angel. I think it's a C. So anyway, that's what we're talking about. So what did we do to the back? I guess the cathedral is what you can look at.
Yeah, on the back you've got the extended porch with the cathedral ceiling. And also, like I said, took the brick all the way, the stone wainscot all the way around with the board around.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you want to let's let Hirsch kind of show it to us.
I think that's best. All
righty.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelsey with Tilson Homes, and I'm here with Megan.
Hi.
And we are in Victoria County to talk about her customized Angelina A. So, why don't we start by telling me a little bit about why the A does not really look like an A?
Well, it doesn't really look like an A because an A has all the brick. Well, we took off all the brick.
Yep, there's none out there.
And we did board and batten, and we did the stone.
Yeah, and I love that you chose to do that. I know that you had talked a little bit about the different homes that you were considering because you liked the look of the exteriors on them. So is that kind of what inspired that change?
Yeah, and we wanted to do kind of like the modern farmhouse look. So we took off that brick and did the board and batten stone because we wanted it to still kind of look a little classy too with the stone.
Yeah, you just like the shape that it had with the A.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that choice. And the gray is so pretty. I know a lot of people, gray really had its moment for a while there, and this gray is just like, it's warm, it's welcoming, it's very farmhousey, and it looks great with the dark stain and the white.
Thank you. We agree. We chose the pewter cast and then the white. We just love the gray tones, and we thought it looked really pretty with the white stone as well.
Yeah, so with the exterior, you definitely added a garage.
We did.
And then it looks like it's a little bit bigger.
We did. We, with our restrictions out here, we had to do a garage, so we did the garage, but I drive a Suburban, so we needed it to be a little bit bigger, so we made the garage a little bit bigger.
Gotta have space.
We do.
Some of the garages are just a little bit, they're not made for the longer cars, so having that flexibility to make it bigger is really helpful.
Exactly.
Well, let's talk about the inside, shall we?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, so this living room is really cozy. The feature of coziness is right here. You added a fireplace.
We did. We added, I call it my fake fireplace. We didn't want the hassle of a real one, but we still wanted the look of the fireplace, and I wanted to be able to hang Christmas stockings at Christmas and just have the warm feel.
Yeah.
So it's really easy.
Without dealing with sweeping chimneys and all that.
Exactly. Flip of a switch and it puts out heat if you want the heat. So.
And you can change the colors.
You can change the colors. My kids love to change the colors.
Yeah. And then you have this awesome beam going across the ceiling, and it goes all the way from the front to the back of the house.
Yes, it goes all the way to the back porch. When we were looking at plans, we knew right away, my husband's 6'6", so we were like, we want a tall ceiling.
Yeah.
So we went ahead and did the cathedral ceiling, and it turned out super pretty.
Yeah, he wanted to feel like you had that extra space, and I mean, it just really lofts the ceiling by so much.
Yes.
It makes it feel very open, and this whole main living area is very open.
It is.
And there's plenty of light coming in too.
Yes, ma'am. Those huge windows.
Yeah. So was this living room one of the things that you had on your checklist of things that you wanted to accomplish about your home?
It did. Again, with the cathedral ceilings, I knew I wanted that. I knew I wanted big windows to see the back of our property, and I knew I wanted it to open up to the kitchen as well.
Yeah.
Just to all be open.
Yeah, did you have that in your house before?
No, I did not.
Our
kitchen was closed off, so
Yeah.
I always felt like I was missing out.
Yeah, you're like, what's going on in there?
Exactly.
Well, let's go talk about this foyer.
Okay.
All right. All right, so here we have the foyer.
Yes.
And it's a little bit bigger, and I do notice that it's missing something right here.
Yes.
So tell me what you did.
We took out the coat closet because it's South Texas. We really didn't need it.
You don't need that many coats.
We don't. We have closet space for that. So we took it out, and we actually put the cabinet there and made the cabinets bigger.
Yeah, in the kitchen,
We
just
did.
added that little extra space.
Yes.
And then is the ceiling normally this high?
It is. We didn't do any changes there.
Well, that's great. I
It
mean,
is.
like you mentioned, your husband's pretty tall, so when you walk in, already you feel like, wow,
Yeah.
I can stand tall and proud. I don't feel like the ceiling's gonna crush me down.
Yep. He won't be hitting his head on this house.
No, and then as soon as you walk in, I mean, you just see the windows. It's all very open and welcoming.
It's open, good for entertainment. Nobody's, missing out. Everybody's here, and everybody still feels like they have enough room.
Yeah. So with these floors, did you ever have the consideration to have them run a different way, or was that even something that you thought about?
No, I wanted them this way because I felt like it would make the house look bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does open up the space when you walk in and the flooring is going in the
Yes.
direction that you naturally want to travel.
Yes.
And it's such a nice color.
It is. I love the floor, and it's not an upgrade. It was just a standard.
Yeah.
One of the standard floors.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's really pretty.
Well, let's move on over into the kitchen.
Okay.
All right. Gorgeous.
Yeah, unbelievable job they did. So we have a couple of questions I think that are stacked up, so we can look at those, or we can talk about. Of course, you got the colors here. We got the Blanco Chop that is on their stone color, pewter cast, which is Sherwin-Williams color. All the Sherwin-Williams colors. Trim is extra white, wood stain is charwood, and ebony stain on the front door, and then onyx black on the shingles. So just straight as black as can be on the shingles. So the Owens Corning product, of course. Any questions we can help folks with?
Sure. Let's pull some of those up. We did have Donna checking in. They're building the Crockett, and her sister and her husband are building the Angelina and
Oh,
Ed
wow.
right next door to each other.
Okay.
Awesome.
A family affair.
That's good. That's so great. Thank you for choosing us. Awesome.
Yeah.
And we've got a friend from YouTube. Hi from the Mojave Desert in California. What is the cost to upgrade the plywood cabinet, and what is the cost to upgrade to drawers instead of doors? Hoping to build a Travis soon.
Okay, so on the plywood cabinets, we have to do an individual inquiry right now simply because of availability. So what we need to do is get with your design consultant. We can send an inquiry to Kent Moore and get pricing on the cabinets to go to plywood, a full plywood box. The fronts are full wood boxes already, but the full wood fronts, I'm sorry, but to go to the all wood boxes. To do the drawers instead of the doors, it depends on the size of the cabinet, but they're about $200 to $300 per cabinet to go to like a pots and pans drawers instead of
Nice.
double doors with shelf inside. Great question.
Nice.
Thanks for watching.
All right, we've got Linda, as usual, watching from Colorado Springs. Ooh,
It's cold, yeah.
hoping to sign at the end of April and start having the Wimberley built in Wise County, getting some items
Nice.
completed on the land before that. Awesome.
Okay, very cool.
We've got Tanya. I love this floor plan. The Thompsons from San Antonio building in Spring Branch. We are done with the framing stage and now onto the windows. Nice.
Awesome.
We got Chris. He says he's late. It's okay. We wait for you.
Yeah.
We've gone to contract for a Wimberley at our land in Possum Kingdom this past weekend. Awesome. Thank you, Chris.
Congratulations.
Welcome to the family. And we got Maria, who was asking what our homes start off at. And I know that Kelsey answered her kind of, all of our pricing is based on the county where you're building. So Kelsey dropped a link along with your comment to give you the place where you can find the pricing on the website and figure out exactly what it is. Yeah. Kelsey also answered this one, but just in case people didn't see it or somebody else had a question, it is wood around the electric insert around that fireplace to just kind of complete that look.
Yeah, and they kind of stained it to match the mantle and everything like that. So
yeah, very pretty. And we've got Lance, who is watching from Victoria County, so near this home.
Awesome. Neighbors, Lance. This is a neighbor.
Wesley is commenting that the cathedral ceiling is awesome. He went with the same in his canyon, and it too extends onto the back porch. Yeah, it's a very popular look, very pretty.
Yeah, it looks really sharp.
Chris was asking about the color of the roof, and those are the onyx black shingles. We got Diane, who's got a canyon in Grayson County, still waiting on all the finishing touches. We know, we're sorry.
Yeah, as stuff trickles in, we get it back out there, Diane. Hang in there with us. We promise we will get it done. It's in our best interest and yours. That's what we want.
Absolutely. Will is saying nice house. Yes, definitely a nice house. We got Jabo asking, what type of pipe does Tilson use for gas lines, and how are they run through the home, through the attic, foundation, etc.?
Okay, so great question, Jabo. First of all, they're always going to be run through the attic. We don't run gas lines in the slab. That doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. So it's typically kind of a yellow flexible pipe, a CSST is the type of piping that's some areas, but you can still do black steel pipe for gas lines as well. So either of those are acceptable by code. I know some plumbers vary from place to place, but it's either going to be kind of a yellow CSST or black steel pipe, just traditional gas pipe that's running. It is going to be run through the attic. Great question.
Awesome. We've got Theo and Cree Vaults checking in, building Polidoro E in Robertson County. They had their construction meeting yesterday, and they are very excited. That's awesome. Very cool. I was talking with Jessica and Wade yesterday and Brian, and they were telling me that you had your pre-con, so nice. Super exciting. Tara, in our LaPorte, we added almost all drawers to our kitchen. It will be amazing. Definitely worth the upgrade charge. And ours was about $75 to $150, depending on cabinet size. So
yes, it was.
It was. It's not anymore.
Until March 1st, it was. Yeah.
But even at the price we were talking, that's a good upgrade. That'd be worth it. I love drawers in a kitchen. So much easier. Tanya is asking, how much was the electric fireplace upgrade?
They start around $2,500 to $3,000, Tanya. It really depends. There's I think just two different ones that we have, so it really depends. But yeah, they're not very, very expensive. And that's the sheetrock that needs to do, the switches, the everything. That's not just, it's everything that needs to go along with it.
Mm-hmm. All right. We've got Susan from Helotes. Our foundation for the Livingston was poured yesterday. When they say they will start at 5 a.m., they aren't kidding. No, they're not.
No, we're not. We're not kidding.
We're very specific when we pour our foundations, but the construction team has explained to me that they always want to be the first one, because that way they don't have to worry about any job going wrong ahead of them and then pushing back your foundation pour and you ending up disappointed. So sometimes they start at 3 a.m. So 5 a.m. is actually pretty late.
Yeah. Took a snooze. Must have been eating donuts.
That's why we also advise customers, if you're living on site, make sure everything is out of the way, because they are sipping and it's really dark. All right. Wesley is asking, when would be a good time to have the septic system installed once the framing and drywall are completed?
So traditionally, Wesley, it's after we're done with the outside of the home. So depending on what kind of veneers you're going to have, if it's all hardy plank home, typically after the outside's painted, that's when your building superintendent's going to get with you and say, okay, if we're not doing it, if you're doing the septic, then that's when they're going to tell you to go ahead and get started on that. We really mean, otherwise, if you're having stone or brick, it'll be after that is completed on the home. What we're really trying to make sure of is that we're not going to tear anything up, right? Because we're moving stone or brick around, usually when they deliver it, come with a forklift, and they're staging it around the home, so the masons don't have to carry it a long way. And so we just want to make sure we're not running over a septic system or getting stuck on top of it or tearing up any lines or sprinkler heads or stuff like that. So kind of when we're done with the outside part, which is the first half of the home, then that's a great time to get that done.
Perfect. All right. And then we have Jeff, who is working with Ty in Waxahachie. Is there any way we can get an estimate for a foundation on a sloped lot? We're in between buying 2 different lots, but need help setting our budget.
Yeah, Jeff, I wish that we could, but there really isn't any way to do that without doing the full-on geotechnical investigation and engineer foundation design. I mean, you might be able to get bids for clearing or for putting a pad in, but that really only tells you half the story. It doesn't tell you what the engineer is going to require to get the foundation done. So there's, and I would, you know, again, I mean, we want to build your house, Jeff, of course, but regardless of what any builder tells you, there's no way they can give you what the actual price of that's going to be until they've done that soil test, that geotechnical investigation. And I don't see how you're going to be able to do that on someone else's piece of property. So,
right.
Now the good news is you'll know before we ever start construction, but unfortunately, there's not really a good, accurate way to find out exactly what the foundation cost is going to be without having the geotechnical investigation, having the lot completely cleared, having grade shots done on the exact floor plan you're going to do, taking all of that information and giving it to a dirt contractor for the proper dirt bid and the engineer foundation designer and a foundation contractor to bid the engineer foundation's design. So that's the price.
All right, makes sense. And we've got Megan saying, hey, y'all, we love our Tilson home. Thanks for touring our house. Thank you so much for sharing it.
Thanks for sharing it. Yeah, we appreciate y'all doing this so much.
And then we've got Tara. Yeah, the lumber price is going to get you every time on the increased cost of the cabinet. Absolutely. We have Nancy asking, changing the exterior materials from brick to stone and batten. What does that change run? Is that a change that can be made on any plan?
It can be made on any plan, and because it can, I don't have a canned price for that. So you need to get with a design consultant, because again, sometimes it's maybe just the front of the house, maybe the front and just the 2 sides, maybe it's all the way around like the Hammacks did. So it's going to vary significantly from plan to plan, and depending on how much of that you want done. But we can do it on any plan. We can do all hardy, we can do board and bat hardy, we can do all stone, all brick, combination of any of them or all of them on any plan that we have.
Yep, absolutely. And then we've got Rebecca asking, is the driveway poured before or after septic is installed?
It varies quite a bit, but almost always, it's done after the septic. I have seen some instances where we need to do it beforehand just because of some weird thing about the lot, you know, accessibility or something like that. But I've even seen rare occurrences where we had to put the septic in before we could build the house just because of a tight lot situation. We were not going to be able to get back behind the home after the home was completed to put the septic in. So, but traditionally the driveway, the final drive, that's going to happen towards the very, 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 very end. The main reason being that we don't want to tear it up. You know, we want it to have it as nice and pretty as possible for when you move in. And so traditionally that's after the septic has been installed. But again, there could be a situation where it might have to be done beforehand, but it's going to be pretty rare.
Okay, makes sense. We got Angela, who's building a Granbury Elevation A in Coryell County. She added a formal living room and 5th bedroom and game room and also a 3rd bath. Awesome. It's going to be a nice house.
Yeah.
Good space. Cedric is asking for a ballpark price on a standard gas fireplace, not the Constitution, which is actually a wood-burning fireplace.
Yeah. It depends on where you're building and what house is going in, but starting at about $3,500 to $4,000, Cedric, would be a pretty safe bet.
Okay. Jabo is asking if it's possible to have extra brick ordered to match the house for future outdoor projects, and if so, when would be the good time to order that?
Jabo, it is possible. Unfortunately, that needs to be done like way early. So kind of like when you're doing color selections or before the house is released to construction, because that's right now, because of the lead times, that's when we're having to order brick is very, very early on. And so it needs to be ordered way back. You know, we got to price that out and everything in the pre-construction part of the process. I don't know that we can get it once the house has been released to construction. I don't know that we can get, because we're on allocation just like everybody else is for brick. So it's very difficult to go back and change that PO to an additional And it's really tough to get after the fact, especially because it's also not going to be in the same die lot. It won't be run at the same time, so it won't match exactly. So that is something that needs to be done in the pre-construction part of the process.
Okay.
But it's not impossible to get it later. I mean, it just may not match exactly. But if it's built, 20, 30, 40 feet away, it may not be a big deal.
Yeah, if you're not like touching the house, it wouldn't be that noticeable. Jared is asking, where can I find estimated costs for pre-construction or a percentage I can add to cover my costs when budgeting? He has undeveloped land.
Well, Jared, we've got some videos on that. It's going to be, you're going to need to talk to your local design consultant of where you're thinking about building and who you're thinking about working with, because they'll have a much, much better idea of the exact area that you're in, and given, what's the septic going to cost, what's the water well going to cost, what's going to cost to get utilities there, power, all that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, it just varies. It varies a lot. A water well could run anywhere between $7,000 and $37,000 in Texas. So it's too big of a range for us to give you and have it be helpful at all on a venue like this. But sales consultant locally can definitely help you get a lot closer on what you would need.
All right. Danny is asking, where does Tilson count the 60-foot included electric for tie-in? Am I understanding correctly that we can have Tilson complete tie-in completely out to the transformer? He's in Brazoria County.
Okay, so the answer to I'll answer the second part first because I'm weird like that. The answer is yes. We can complete the tie-in to the transformer if the power company allows it. There are some power companies that they want to do the tie-in. So sometimes Texas, New Mexico, sometimes CenterPoint, sometimes they do their own thing. And by the way, they'll change the rules midstream. The 60-foot is actually it's from where your breaker box is on the house down into the ground, over and up a pole if we have to go up a pole or up a transformer. So it may not be a full 60 feet away from, it may only be like 40 feet from the house, because you got to add that footage going up to your breaker box and going up the pole to the transformer. So I hope that makes sense. It's 60 foot total. And then we, based on where the power pole ends up being, we will calculate it. Sometimes it's calculated at your pre-construction meeting. But yes, the answer to the question is we can, if the power company will allow for it, and most of them down there do, but not all of them. Mm-hmm. They'll allow us to, we will connect it all the way. Our electricians will connect it all the way to the transformer.
Okay. All right. Peter's asking, I assume to build a pool, probably start once the brick born batten is in, like the septic. Also, if I'm paying out of pocket for the pool build, will it hinder closing if it isn't done by the time the house is complete?
Fantastic and very accurate and very timely and pointed and very specific question, Peter. So yes, that would typically be the time that you would start it. But the answer to your second question is yes. We have been seeing them hinder closing. I think Kelsey answered it, but yes. Mm-hmm. Used to, it wasn't a big deal, but now we're having appraisers go out and say, nope, if there's a construction of any kind happening on that property, we will not allow, the lender's like, we ain't closing until the construction is complete. So that's a problem. So we're getting to where we can't allow those things to start until after closing has commenced, particularly if you're paying out of pocket, because it will hold up on you being able to get into that house. And that's not good for anybody. So great question. I'm glad you asked. But yeah, right. After the exterior is complete, best time to start. But pool contractors are experiencing the same thing that builders are. They're short of materials, stuff is back ordered, labor's not readily available. So pool constructions are dragging out longer and longer and longer. So Great question.
And Lilo, I'm in San Marcos. We're building the San Antonio with modifications in Livonia. Already have well and construction driveway done. How much longer do we have to wait for the construction meeting?
Yeah, Lilo, I do not know exactly where you are in the process. I'm not looking at our release board right this second, but your sales consultant can definitely give you a much better idea on that. But yeah, if you've got the well there and you've got construction drive, if you have a well, I'm assuming that means you also have power, which is a big part, particularly in that area in Livonia. So that's a good thing that all those are done, and get with your local sales consultant and find out, because what I don't know is if you're waiting on your stakeout, your site evaluation meeting, or your actual pre-construction meeting with your building superintendent. So just forgive me, I don't have it right there in front of me, but your sales consultant would.
Makes sense. And then we're going to get one more question, and then we'll take a look at the kitchen.
Good idea.
We've got Denise. Our driveway is part of the upfront pricing.
Okay, so depending on where you're building, Denise, there's a few places where we do include the driveway, both the construction drive and the final concrete drive. But the ones you're looking at online, if you're looking at prices on our website, that's going to be for the house that you're looking at, completely finished, stubbed out for all utilities, basically where the house footprint that you're looking at ends Anything outside of that is not included because we never know. Are you going to need 50 feet of driveway, 450 feet of driveway, 1,000 feet of driveway? So, but there in most areas that we build, we are able to acquire pricing for a final driveway and sidewalks, that kind of stuff. You need to.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take a look at this beautiful kitchen.
Cool.
All right, so before we move further into the kitchen, this is what you were talking about.
Yes, we took out the coat closet, and this was the outcome.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It adds all that extra space, and it
does.
extends your kitchen an extra couple feet, which is really nice.
Yes, it made it, we just wanted a little bit more cabinet space.
Yeah. Yeah, and then in here, look at this massive island. You have
Yes.
so much room here. This is awesome.
We love it. The kids,
So this does not look like the normal island.
it is not. We changed up the island.
Mm-hmm. It's just bigger.
It is. It's bigger. It has the little white things.
The little
coming on
fancy
the
pillars
side.
on the
Yeah,
front.
little
Yeah, those are
pillars.
really nice. And there's tons of room for sitting and having that extra space.
Yes, we have lots of space to sit there. The kids like to eat their breakfast
Yeah.
here. They have their own spots.
Mm-hmm. And you've got this awesome, huge farmhouse sink.
Yes, we did the farmhouse sink just to give it that little modern farmhouse feel.
Yeah, so you had mentioned before that your old kitchen was kind of hidden away. So with this one, you wanted something that was really open. What else did you want with your kitchen?
We just wanted it open, and I wanted to be able to entertain and see the kids and
Have what you needed to have in a very central place. And then this hood is awesome, as well as this detailed backsplash.
Yes, we did the subway tile, but I wanted to add a little extra to the middle.
Yeah.
And I knew I wanted the vent hood because I've seen it and I just love it.
Love the look of it.
Yeah, it just gives it that extra oomph.
Yeah, and it's very, I mean, like you said, you wanted that farmhouse feel. It definitely gives that.
For sure.
Especially with the wreath. It's a great touch.
Thank you.
Well, let's move from the kitchen into your little breakfast area.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about this breakfast space. When you were picking out your plan, did you know that you did not want a formal dining space?
Yes, when we were picking out our plan, I told Eric, I said I did not want a formal dining room. I think it's a waste of space. We wouldn't use it. And honestly, that's how he was like, well, the Angelina would be perfect because it doesn't have it. And this is all really that we need.
You're like, sold.
Yep.
Done.
Sold.
That's what we want.
For sure.
And this is great because you still have the giant windows and it leads right out to your back patio.
Yes.
So it's still such a part of the main part of the house.
Yes, it is. The windows are beautiful, big, still have the view out there. And then, like you said, it leads straight to the back porch.
And it's great for entertaining as well because
is.
you can have everybody all in one space.
It is. Everybody's all in one space.
And you're not getting left out.
Exactly.
It's great.
Not getting left out. Nobody's getting left out.
No, everybody's a part of it.
Yep, we've had card games and just a lot of fun here,
Yeah.
so it's really nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Well, let's go check out your master.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's killer.
Beautiful kitchen.
So
Yeah,
I know-
like we were
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
sorry. Like they were talking about, the island is different. So I'm not sure, a lot of customers don't realize this, but we can in most cases pull the islands from other plans into it. So in this case, this is actually the island that would normally be in the driftwood. So they were able to opt for that one. And just beautiful. And I know I saw a question in here. Jorana was asking about the granite in the kitchen, which is Ashen White is the name of that one.
Yeah, and of course we'll have it's listed in here, and we'll have the links in the show notes, things like that. We'll have that stuff in there.
Yeah.
Or if it didn't before, it will now because I just said it out loud.
Because you just said it would, so now I have to put it in there.
It didn't work for Dawn. Eric's in the bars.
Excellent.
Yeah, I really like how they did the wall canopy mount, and of course you can see it's in this particular shot it's not quite finished. You can see
Not
that
quite done, yeah.
I like that though because you can see that the hood does in fact vent all the way out. Okay, so this goes out through the attic and then out the roof. So the vent hood that's actually in here, the brone that we use, it's just a metal appliance that's up in there, and then the hood itself is decorative, and there'll be a piece that matches the cabinet that goes over the top.
this picture obviously was taken, a little bit before closing, but it also kind of honestly gives you a view of what you can expect during construction. Not everything's going to get done at the same time.
That's right.
If you look real close, you'll also notice that there's one of the globes is missing on the pendants over the light over the bar. That was something we had to deal with and replace. Sometimes things are broken and we got to order new things. So these are just the normal bumps and bruises for construction. That the blue tape, there's your bruise. Those are places where we're marking that we need to come in and fix. So just a little bit of expectation setting for construction.
It is a job site. Yeah, I mean, it absolutely is. So, and that's confusing sometimes because you walk into our model homes, which are beautiful and they're well maintained and they're decorated and they're furnished and they merchandised, and folks didn't get to see them when they were in what I call the ugly duckling phase. Yeah. When you had sheetrock mud on the floor and you had a cracked window and you had a cabinet that was damaged and you had a light bulb that was missing the globe and all that stuff that happens. It really does happen. You have a hole. You have unfinished cabinet hood. So because again, it is a working job site. It is it's a linear process, guys, and right now it's actually linear is not the case right now. Right now it's
to get it done when you can kind of process.
It's a root cause analysis job site right now. Yeah. So there's stuff happening everywhere when it comes in and get it when we can. So just kind of a full disclosure thing there. And I'm glad we kind of had the unfinished picture here to be able to show that. So that was totally on purpose. Totally. Yeah,
absolutely.
All of our things here on Tilson Live are. But yeah, keep asking your questions. We know there's some more questions out there. Keep putting them into the chat. We are going to get to them. We do want to get to other parts of the video because there's some beautiful parts to show you guys. And then we'll be here the entire time to answer all of your questions. And from there, what else do we have?
All right. You want to take a look at the master suite?
I do. I'm glad you asked. Yes, let's go.
All right. Let's go do that.
All right. Well, this is a great space.
Yep. Here we have our master bedroom.
The suite. So you did a reverse plan because this master is on the right side of your house, whereas typically it's on the left.
Correct. We reversed the plan, so the master is on the right side of the house. We also made the master room bigger as well to give it that extra space for our furniture.
You kind of just took your house and just stretched it a little bit.
We stretched it out.
Yeah.
Just to give us that a little bit more space in each room.
And did you add the extra space in the bathroom as well?
We actually added it to the closet and we took out the tub of the bathroom.
That's a really smart idea. Well, let's go check that out.
Let's go.
Okay. Well, this is just white and bright and clean. Sparkly and beautiful.
Thank you.
How many other words can I think of to describe this bathroom? This is great.
Thank you.
So your shower is great. You remove the tub.
We removed the tub. Jack's again 6'6", so we're not really bath people.
Yeah.
So we took out the tub and we extended the shower. We made it a little bit bigger shower. Our tile is standard. However, we did move from square. We just turned it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the bottom tile, it's a hexagon, and that is an upgrade.
Yeah, that's a really cool tile, and it looks great with the wall tile as well. I mean, that wall tile is one of the more basic options, but even just tilting it a little bit gives it something to look at, and it's really nice.
Correct. Yes. Thank you.
And the granite.
We have the granite
separator right there.
Yes, we do.
And so I noticed that the granite is the same as this, which is also the same as the kitchen. So you just kind of kept that standard or flowing throughout the whole house.
We did. We kept it flowing throughout the whole house because I'm kind of a matchy person. So we just kept it all the same.
Better than having 6 different granites and all different cabinet colors.
I don't think my OCD could handle that.
Nope, probably not. But these cabinets are really great. I love the handles that you ended up picking after the fact. I think it looks really nice with what you were trying to do with the house.
Yes,
and then flooring coming through. You do have carpet in your master, which I just now noticed, as well as the closet, which is, it's a really squishy carpet. I like it.
We do. We chose the carpet just because to give it that extra warmth, you know, instead of just having the vinyl plank throughout. We did carpet in the bedrooms.
Yeah, I think that's a good touch.
Yeah.
Then you don't need a million rugs to make your feet not cold in the morning. All right, well, let's go check out the back patio.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
love that master suite. Yeah, very nice.
Great retreat, great place to just go relax and away from the day, away from the kids, and just very serene.
Yep, very nice. And you can see a piece of that master closet in here, but it's a very, very large space, and it's kind of sectioned off, which I really like. But yeah, nice, huge closet. Again, you can see some of the bumps and bruises as we were getting finished, but that's completely normal. And as you can see in the video, we made it all right. So.
Yeah, and again, once you get in there, we get everything touched up. You get the furniture in, the accessories in, and it all just really, really comes together quite nicely. So, and yeah, I mean, like I said, they opted to leave our cabinet hardware off and do their own cabinet hardware. Totally something we can do. Just want to be sure we get things like that well documented so that we don't, go out and put holes in there that we don't want to be doing.
Yeah, put holes in the wrong place. Yeah.
So communicate those kind of things, and we'll be sure we get those things documented. So.
All right, awesome. Well, I'm going to pick up. We had a couple of questions come through, so let's get those answered. We've got Doug. I know driveway is not included, but curious if any of the pad just outside the garage door is included. If so, how much?
Okay, Doug. So it really depends on where you're building. And so it's kind of a broad brush here we do on the Tilson Live, but it's, if we do an actual pad for the house, then yes, the pad for the garage is typically done at the same time. If you're in a place like the Hill Country or even some places of the Gulf Coast where there's an added level, it's not. I mean, we do have to establish positive drainage away from the home, a minimum of 10 feet all the way around. So we do that. We make sure that water flows away from the home. Now there's some places where in the Hill Country it will not be 10 feet. Like you have to go around. But by and large, we make sure that water flows away from the house when we're done. It is the owner's responsibility to maintain that. So there's not really a way to say how much, because it really depends on where you're building and the lot and the shape of it and all of that. But suffice it to say that we're going to make sure water flows away, but it may not be built all the way up to within 4 inches of the garage level.
Okay.
Great question.
All right. And we've got Jesse saying howdy. Hi, Jesse.
Hey, Jesse. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Cedric is asking if you have any idea of ballpark price on driveway and sidewalk options.
No, sir. Not right now. It varies way too much across the street. I mean, truly, there's 100% difference. It could be $5 a foot. It could be $11 a foot. It really depends on where.
Okay.
So too broad to give a ballpark.
All right. Naomi's asking, I live in Victoria, but will we be building in DeWitt? About how long for the build to be complete, roughly?
All right. So we're telling folks right now, Naomi, you need to, whenever you want to be in that home, you need to count back 18 months at least and start the process. It may take less than that, but not likely, not right now. And by the way, not all of that is just building. Of course, you got a bunch of upfront due diligence we're doing, a bunch of engineering and permitting and design and color selection and all that kind of stuff. But then a lot of it is truly right now just waiting on materials, waiting on labor to become available. Right this second, used to we could do this in 9 to 12 months all the time. And now we're telling people 18, and in some areas, 24 months.
24, yeah.
It's too unpredictable right now to be able to give a complete, but not soon. That's what we can tell you.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, thank you. J-Bow is asking, what is the ceiling height in that master bedroom? It looks great. It is a 9-foot ceiling. So it's 9 foot in both the master bedroom and the bathroom as well. Then we have a question from YouTube. Are there certain paint colors that are standard versus an upgrade?
There are, actually, yeah. So it's going to vary by what's on the color swatch, and your local design center can walk you through which ones are included in the price of the home and which ones would be an upgrade, because it has to do with the coats of paint and the tint base and all that kind of stuff that they can walk you through that.
All right. Naomi is asking, in order to start, what all do I need to have done on my end, and what do I need to have started with y'all?
So all we require is you need to have the deed in your name. The land needs to be actually in your name. It would be ideal if you had a survey, so you need to have that. And if not, you can start working on getting one done or get in line to get one. You might be able to get one done faster than normal in DeWitt County. They may not be super, super busy, but they might. I know Victoria is. So, and if you have those two things, that's really all that you need to get started with us. It's a $3,000 deposit. And then, you need to kind of know what plan you want, but we can help you with that and what changes you want to make to it. So we capture the plan that you want, the changes you want to make to it, what custom options, what all the different things you want done, what floor coverings you want where, cabinet accessories, and we get all that priced out for you so you know exactly what you're spending. And then we go ahead and go to an agreement right there with a $3,000 deposit, Naomi. So you can do it this weekend.
Okay. Awesome. Ashley's asking if she purchased land in Republic Grand Ranch, can we complete the build process remotely?
Yes. Yeah, we actually have done that in Texas Grand Ranch. So just up the road, we did exactly that for a family in California. They never set foot on the property or in.
Yeah, they bought the property remotely and everything.
So it can be done.
Absolutely. Laura is sharing our Nottingham is almost complete. We made some really cool changes.
Oh.
Awesome. So Laura, you need to private message Kelsey, and then we're going to come out to your house. We're going to do one of these, and we'll show them off to everybody. We'll show those changes off to everybody. It's awesome. Ashley has another question. Do we have to use a floor plan on the Tilson website, or can we draw up our own ideas and go from there?
Well, we do highly recommend you start with the floor plan on our website. Now, where we go from there is just up to your imagination and your budget. If you have a plan that you really have in mind, bring it in. We can probably find one of ours that's close. A consultant could, or actually you don't bring it in because you're going to be remote. Email it to us. Email it to your design consultant. Let them start working on one that's close and price it out from there. But as far as design build, do we design from scratch, sit down with the customer? We do not do that. But we will go through some pretty extensive changes to our floor plans. We're pretty flexible on the customization.
Like we did with this one.
Yeah.
And let's see, Jackie is asking, we changed a window into a door off the kitchen of our San Jacinto B. Our lot is sloped, so there's about a 2-foot drop from the threshold to the ground below. Will that be graded to be able to use safely, or will we need to keep it locked until we can, assuming it says until I can get it landscaped?
So Jackie, depends on exactly where you're building. Okay. So in some cases we do opt for, we can actually block the door. We've done that before that the code requires if we're not. So what I don't know is if any steps were included. I don't know if we're doing a final grade there, Jackie. So it'd be best to get with your building superintendent and find out exactly what's included for us to do, because we do attack that in different ways across the state. So it really will just depend on what was included, what happened at site evaluation and stakeout and all that. So
okay, perfect. All right, well, let's take a look at this beautiful back porch.
Let's do it.
All right. This is an awesome patio.
It is.
So is it normally, this is the standard size?
Yep, we didn't make any adjustments out here. It's the standard size.
You just popped up the ceiling.
We did. We just did the cathedral ceiling.
Yeah, it looks great. I love that the beam extends all the way from the living room and just continues out with the same stain, and it just looks really beautiful.
Yes, it does. I love just the way it looks, and then we also added the stone to the pillars. So.
Yeah, it's very farmhousey. Yes. And then I love that you can just look out and enjoy your property. You can sit out here and have entertaining with friends. And then is this additional that you added right here, this little uncovered section?
Yes, we added that just to add a little bit more space.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, we added it after the fact.
Yeah. So. Well, I think it's a great use of space, and obviously Bailey likes it a lot
Bailey
too.
likes it. This is her hangout place.
This is her throne. Hi, yes it is. All right, well, let's go check out the other side of the house.
Okay.
I'll follow you.
All right.
Yeah, I love how Bailey got involved. Like you can definitely tell in all the footage, like she was not letting David and his team get anywhere near that back porch without her. Like she's like,
the minute her name was mentioned, she's like, oh me.
Oh, me. I'm a star.
Why would you jump on this? Yeah, and her tail like tripled in speed. Yeah. Attention much.
Yeah, I love that. I always love outdoor living space, and this is just a beautiful, beautiful porch. So great.
Yeah, and you can see, I don't know if you see on the top, they had you can't see it here on the video, they had the satellite internet. Okay, heading out. So we had a lot of people ask, where do you terminate your drops and all that kind of stuff, and it's in the attic, and that's a good reason why. A lot of our customers are having to do satellite internet, which has to be mounted very, very high up or microwave. We have some that do microwave.
Oh wow!
To get to internet. And hopefully Starlink makes its way this way. Maybe Elon can drop us some Starlink in the greater South Texas area. It'd be great. But anyway, so that's why we terminate that stuff up there, because it works best when it's mounted up high. So anyway,
very nice.
Fun fact.
And yeah, David's saying that Bailey definitely wanted to play with the team. Super fun, awesome pup. So she was fun. All right. Well, let's go ahead and finish up showing the rest of this
Yeah,
house.
guys,
And
keep dropping your
then we can
questions in the
answer all
chat.
the questions.
Yeah, we will answer some more questions.
Right. Get that loaded. All right. Here we go.
All right. So let's first talk about your 4th bedroom option.
Yes, my 4th bedroom, we turned it into a playroom for the kids.
I can tell. Hi, guys. And so it has a closet if you ever wanted to convert it into another bedroom.
Correct.
Big windows.
Big windows, closet. I keep a lot of their toys in there
Yep.
for right now.
Yep. All right, let's move into the next bedroom so we
Okay.
don't disturb them. All right, 2nd bedroom. Great space.
It is. It's a nice space, big enough for a full-size bed.
Yeah.
Still able to walk on both sides.
And tons of storage space.
Big closet, big window again.
Plenty of room for dressers, I can see.
Yes, plenty of room for furniture, TV.
Yeah, and then with the split floor plan, you have all of the extra bedrooms as well as the playroom on one side and your bedroom on the other side,
Yes.
which is really nice for
It is.
privacy and separation so you're not listening to YouTube.
Exactly. We love that split floor plan.
Mhm.
It's so nice. You, like you said, you don't have to hear the kids.
Yeah.
They're sleeping on their side. We're sleeping on ours.
Yep.
And
And are these bedrooms all the same size?
two of them are the playroom and this one, and then Jackson's room is a little bit bigger.
All right, let's go check that out then.
Let's go.
All right, and we do have another bathroom here too,
We
right?
do. We have the kids' bathroom here.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, very nice.
And same tile. as
Same
in your
tile.
Bathroom.
Yep.
Same
tile.
granite. Same
Yep.
everything.
You know I got to match.
Yep. And then this is the bigger bedroom.
Yes, this is the bigger bedroom, Jackson. He chose this bedroom because it faces the back of the house and he wanted to look at the deer.
Oh, I can
You
tell
can't
he likes the deer.
Yes, he does.
Gotta love the wildlife.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, you do have a great property to look out on from
do.
pretty much every window in the house. You've got a great view.
Yes, we do. Very nice.
Yeah. Well, let's go check out the main part of the house and kind of brush up a few of the details, and then I'll get out of your hair.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Well, we are back in your favorite part of the house,
The kitchen.
the kitchen. It's glorious. I love it.
Thank you. We do too.
So let's kind of do a rundown on your house. You did the 4-bedroom option, so that puts you at 4-bed, 2-bath.
4-bed, 2-bath.
And then with extending your house like a slinky, you went over the normal square footage and put you at about 2095.
Yes, it did.
So it's just the perfect amount of space for you.
And then the reverse plan.
Yep. And was there anything else that you really thought that Eric did a great job of as far as customizing this plan and working with y'all?
Yes, Eric did such a fantastic job. He listened to us. He spent hours and hours with us. He recommended things for us. I told him what I wanted and he took it and ran with it. And
Yep.
We just love him. He's so great.
Yeah, well, I love how it turned out. And thank you again for having me over and showing me your house.
You're very welcome. We love it too. We would recommend Tilson to anybody. They just did a wonderful job.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And we want to thank all of you as well for tuning in to another one of our live home tours. And we hope that you continue watching them, and we hope to someday soon make you part of the Tilson family.
All right, awesome. We did have one more slide, Eric, if you can go back one, because the utility room and drop zone, which are massive and great additions to this house, did not make it into the video. So just wanted to show those real quick that we did. With adding in that garage, you get that drop zone included. So you've got that granite bench where you can drop everything off, take off any muddy boots, all of that good stuff. And then you've got a huge utility room.
Yeah, and they added those cabinets across where the washer and dryer would go. So they have tons, even again, more storage that you talked about at the very beginning. So very, very cool.
Yeah,
There's just something about guys named Eric. They're hardworking. They're go-getters. They're just.
To be clear, we're talking about Eric McKernan.
Yeah, no, she is definitely talking about Eric McKernan. He did as always, a masterful job on this. So thank you, Eric.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Hammack, for sharing the space with us. And the kids. They shared their space.
Yeah, I love how like Bailey's not giving up the porch. The kids are not giving up the playroom. They're like, this is my space. Y'all are just do your thing.
I saw the Pac-Man like mini arcade game in there.
That was awesome.
I will show no mercy on a child if I'm playing Pac-Man. No mercy. I'm coming in hot for you, kid. It's happening.
I believe that about you. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
I'm not here for your self-esteem. I'm here to make you better. So I'm here to make you better. All right. So I think we missed a question a little further down from Mrs. Luna. It was about the least expensive type of siding. It was kind of right after the name of the granite in the kitchen. They asked what
I'm sorry, that didn't come through on mine.
Oh, that's okay. Well, I'll tell you. She want to know what the least expensive type of siding is, and it is it's the hardy plank lap siding. So the horizontal type of hardy plank siding. That's the least expensive that we offer. I know Hardy makes a little bit less. They make like a 4x8 sheet. We don't use that product unless we're doing board and bat to make it a little bit prettier. But anyway, so your lap siding and then your board and bat and then brick, stone, stucco from there.
So. Okay. All right, awesome. Well, anybody else, if I skipped your question, please repost it because obviously I'm not getting all of them. So
and they asked, the same person asked what type of stone and siding is on this beautiful home.
That's what I got.
Okay.
Yeah. That I see, which it is, the stone is called Blanco Chop. It's very popular. It's one of our very popular nice white stones. And the siding on it is the board and batten, and it is painted pewter cast, which is a Sherwin-Williams color.
Cool. So now that I completely derailed what you were doing,
it's fine.
We can go back to, I think Naomi was probably the last one.
Naomi, yes. Yeah. She's asking, when I find the floor plan I love and put the $3,000 down, will I be locked into the price of my home then and there, or when does the price lock happen?
Okay, so
apologize for all our questions. Do not apologize.
No, that
is why we are here.
Yeah, and Naomi, we have to be here whether you're here or not with us. So please join us and ask questions. So
and
Dawn,
how
does that work? Is the price locked in? Does that have to do anything at all? Is it just locked in forever and ever? Amen. How does this work?
So the way that works is your price is locked for 180 days from when you sign, and that's to give you time to meet all of those customer responsibilities, as well as get everything in order as far as any community approvals that need to be done, any permitting, getting your power hooked up, all of those kinds of things to get your home ready to build. So your price is locked for that 180 days. And then we kind of have built in, if everything can't be done, there's kind of built in increases along the way, which your consultant can kind of explain to you on that. Once you are released to estimating, so you've got everything done, everybody signs off that we have everything, we've got all the permits, we've got all of that, your price is locked and it's not going to change once we go to construction. So that's kind of how that works.
So to be clear, because that scoundrel Eric said it's going to take you 18 to 24 months. So as long as I get my stuff done within 6 months and I'm released to estimate, even if it takes 18 months or so,
correct,
my price is still locked in?
Your price is still locked in, Eric, yeah.
Wow. Yep. Thanks, Dawn.
Yep. So you are protected. You're not going to get, and that is something when you are talking to other builders, ask them what their policy is. So Naomi, that's a great question because a lot of builders have price escalations built in once you go to construction. So if they estimated that lumber was going to cost X amount and it's over that, they can come to you with their hand out and say, hey, give me the money. And that's not going to happen with us.
Yeah.
All righty. Ashley is asking if I want to build a main house as well as a guest house in the back, can we do that at the same time with Tilson? And yes, you can. We've had several people do that. So you can go with what we call the casita, which is like it's kind of built, designed to be a guest house, or you could go with just a smaller one of our homes. It's whatever you choose to do, but we do build those at the same time. And then Leela is asking, can I choose not to put on the closet shelving so I can upgrade them myself after construction is done?
You can, Leela. Yeah, we've had some folks do that. They go kind of one of these custom closet solutions instead of what we do. In fact, that'd be fantastic right now because MDF is very difficult to get. We would gladly credit that back to you.
We would gladly let you do that. Wesley is saying they did an awesome job with their home. Yes, they did.
Good. Thanks, Wesley.
Thanks, Wes. Rebecca is asking, on those upper cabinets, are there 3 or 4 shelves? You know, Eric?
Oh,
it's a good question.
It is at least 3.
Yeah.
It is at least 3. There might be some taller ones, like a 48-inch tall cabinet that would have 4 shelves, but for the most part, they're going to have 3 shelves. And by the way, I'm including the bottom as a shelf. In other words, it's the bottom of the upper cabinet, but you can set stuff on it. Does that make sense? So it's not the bottom of the cabinet and then 3 shelves. This is like that. Do we go 1, 2, 3, then go, or 1, 2, and we go on 3?
Is the lobby the first floor, or is the next floor the first floor?
That's a great question. So, Rebecca, what I'm saying is bottom of the upper cabinet, shelf 1. There's shelf 2, and then there's shelf 3. There are 2 adjustable shelves. There's 1 fixed shelf. Hope that helps.
Okay, perfect. Then we have a question. Would the new house appraise at minimum for what Tilson builds for?
Well, Texas live free. That depends on where you're building. So the area you're building in is going to drive the values, not the price of the home. So we have some places, for instance, where it appraises for much higher than what we're charging. And we have some places where it appraises for lower than what we're charging. But what the market will bear in your area does not have a bearing on the price of the home. I hope that makes sense. So if that doesn't make sense, ask more questions. But the answer to your question is no, not necessarily. It could appraise for less, or it could appraise for more.
Okay, makes sense. Wesley says, just spoke with our building supervisor, Mitchell, and he says that bricks and cabinets are the problem children, but it looks like we're still on track for June completion. Yeah, and then the problem children change. Like once we get one child wrangled, there's new problem children, because I'm hearing tile in some areas. I think we've paint wrangled, because paint was a problem child for a while.
Seemingly.
Yeah.
So and by the way, we want to be clear that we're not talking about the manufacture of these products. Okay, we're talking about the availability and supply chain, getting them from
transportation.
Exactly. Yeah, we got no issues with Acme Brick.
Not a dig at any of our suppliers.
We love Kentmore. We love Acme. The issues are simply the same thing that the entire world is struggling with right now. I mean, it's 9 to 12 months to get a Ford pickup right now, or you want the new Bronco, forget it. You're not getting it. It's a year. So and not because they're not there. They're all sitting in a parking lot somewhere waiting on some kind of silicone chip. So very similar types.
In the ocean on fire on a freighter.
Not a lot of Porsches and Lamborghinis coming in this month. Yeah. Not a lot of Porsches and Lambos. Bless all of those people's hearts. I'm sorry, you'll have to wait on your Lambo. Dawn.
No, not Dawn. Naomi says she doesn't want to talk to any other builders. We're it. Oh, thank you, Naomi.
Oh, sweet.
Cedric is asking, is stucco more than brick or stone?
Yes, it is, Cedric.
It's very labor intensive. All right. Nora is asking, if we wanted a barn instead of a garage, would you put that in the plans and lay the concrete foundation for it?
So we're not going to put it in the plans typically, Nora. And actually, we really aren't doing the foundations for those. Most of the people who are doing the barn, they want to do the foundation or get a different contractor to do that. Mostly because it's got to do with the site as well. All that we're mainly interested in is making sure that wherever you build the barn or whatever doesn't run water onto the home. So maybe if it's far away, it's not a big deal. But if it's 20, even 30 feet away, and it's going to drain water onto the house, we will be concerned about that. So we just want to get that laid out. Now, what we will help you do is on a site evaluation, help kind of lay out the entire project, like house here. Okay, I think I'm putting a barn over there. Let's stake that. Let's measure it. See how far apart they are. Let's shoot the grades, make sure we're going to have positive drainage and not run water onto one another. But that's really the extent that we go to for help with barns.
Okay. All right. Laura went and checked her cabinets for us. She had her upper kitchen cabinets are 42 inches and have 4 shelves.
All right. I stand corrected.
There we go.
I apologize. I hope y'all can forgive me.
All right. And I see one last question from Lilo. So if you have any more questions, start typing. Last call. If I included a 6 by 4 foot kitchen island, does it come with the cute pillars as the one on the video, or is it a double-sided cabinet door?
Lilo, you really need to get with the consultant that did that, because it could include that, but not if it was one of the options. If it was one of the plan options, like Don was talking about, Island 2, for instance, it's going to have those things. It's going to have those newel posts. There's your technical term for the day. That is a newel post. But or it could be cabinet, or it could be sheetrock on the back. I don't know, not knowing exactly what was spec'd out, what you were charged for, what you wanted, which one you pointed to. So that's something that I would highly encourage you to ask your design consultant about.
Yes. All right. Peter has a brain teaser for us. A question that's never been asked. Eric and Dawn, if you were building right now, which model would you build and why?
Oh.
Ooh. So I would probably go for the Canyon. I just really like that plan. I don't really have any better explanation than that. I love the outdoor, the back porch that's included on it. I love that kitchen layout and the way that that's done. I love having a study. I don't really feel a need for a formal dining room, so it's just the perfect. I just love that plan. What about you, Eric?
I'd build a casita.
You build a casita?
I don't care about being inside. I have a barn that has everything I want in it. It's got a bathroom in it. It's got everything I need. I'd build a casita. That way, as guests come, they can stay there in a separate spot. That's what I'd build.
All right, there you go. Javo is asking if we have any good sources for finding LP providers. Good LP providers.
Yeah, so I would encourage you to get with the staff out at the Bernie office, Jabo. I'm not familiar with ones out there. I'm much more familiar with them over here. Like Texas Star Propane is a great one, but they're nowhere near you. They're out here in Plantersville, Texas. But apart from that, I mean, the good news is not going to be a whole bunch of them out where you are. And so there's probably only 2 or 3 that service the area. And so you could probably just call around and get bids from them and be in good shape. But yeah, I do have I'm willing to give away something if you want to get. I have a quiz question.
Oh, Eric has a
there was a 3 things hanging on Jackson's wall. There was a redfish, there was a trout, and there was a flounder. First person that can tell me what the colloquial term in Texas is, if you catch all 3 of those in one outing, we'll send you a Tilson Yeti. This one or 90th anniversary or whatever we have.
All right.
Still left, but anybody who's still on and still watching after this grueling thing, if you can tell us what you might tell someone and brag to them about if you caught a redfish, a speckled trout, and a flounder, all legal size, of course, all in one outing, and had them on your stringer, what might that be called in the great state of Texas? So if you can answer that, we have another question or 2 coming in. Maybe not.
Well, I now have to monitor who's going to answer that question first, Eric. So just
sorry. Well, no one's answered it yet.
Chris says a fish duck.
It is not, but now Donna is close.
Donna's close.
Donna is close. It is a baseball. It is a baseball type turn.
Texas Slam from Clarissa.
I will give it a Texas Slam. So
Wesley
it's a
says
grand
jackpot
slam
or home run.
A grand slam. David calls it
dinner.
It is in fact, yeah. A Texas Slam or a grand slam is what we were looking for. So we can give Clarissa. Oh, David's using Google now, which is not even. You're calling it an inshore slam. Yeah. Not a lot of blue marlin caught on the inshore. You're right, David. Precisely.
Yeah.
Not a lot of redfish caught out at the. Wes gets a grand slam. So. Yeah, Texas Slam, we'll give it to her.
So Clarissa, send us a private message with your mailing address, and we will get that Yeti out to you.
We got some anglers in the audience. We do.
Okay, and then let me scroll back up to where we were with questions.
Sorry for derailing.
Yes, the canyon. I think he's a little partial because that's what he's building, but yeah, he agrees with me. Cedric is asking, can we do a live at a design center, choose a model, and show what standard versus an upgrade? We actually have done those. If you dig into the YouTube, we haven't done one recently because we keep finding that the internet isn't so great when we get out in the model, so they get a little spotty. But I know we've done the San Jacinto, we've done the rock wall. The canyon one did not go well.
Fredericksburg
did not go well.
Did not go well. Yeah, I remember that one.
The Driftwood?
We did the Driftwood.
We did the LaSalle. So if you go out there, you'll see that there are some, and then we'll everybody send notes to Chris that we need better internet in the models so we can do more. And
also, we also did one actually in the Spring Design Center.
We did, where we went through all of the colors.
And we did another one in Waxahachie with Michaela. So maybe we can drop him a link, Kelsey, potentially to all 15 of those we just mentioned. Just drop him a link to those.
All of them. Yeah, we need to do the design ones again because everything's been changing so quickly. Let's see. So let's get the rest of the questions. Manuel and Petra are asking, do we build in San Antonio? Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Lucky has a Bernie area LP provider, Pico. She says
Pico. All right. Thank you, Lucky.
Let's see. Texas Leopard's asking, how concerning is it if a job change incoming, but in exact the same position work, just a different employer? think of it as if you're working for a temp agency and the work hires you as a full-time employee. So I'm guessing this has to do with mortgage qualifications.
Okay, I was very concerned at first. I was if my job change was coming, so that was Texas Live Free knew something I didn't know. So anyway, so obviously I'm not a loan officer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a licensed loan originator. So I would certainly defer to what they say, because it is going to depend based on the program that they're qualifying you on. So the program they're approving you on is really going to drive that bus. But certainly, typically, if you're going from same income to same income, that's not typically a big deal, or same income to more income. What becomes an issue is if you go from same income to less income. If you go from W-2 employment to 1099 employment, sometimes that is an issue. It sounds like you're going the other way around, so that might be a good thing. And the other would be if you're going from kind of maybe full-time salaried employment to a commission or bonus structure. That's something that they're going to have some questions about. Sometimes they want a lot of history of the bonus, usually a couple of years of history of that commission or bonus. So certainly something that I would ask. So it sounds like it's probably going to be an okay thing, because usually if you're a temp agency, you're probably going from maybe 1099 to W-2 income, which is a good thing. It's easier to document, easier to track. Otherwise, I would certainly defer that you ask a loan officer, and we can get you a couple if you don't have one on hand. We'll push you up with CMG or with AMCAP and get that question answered for you.
Okay. All right. Marissa is asking, will you be adding a list of casitas you make along with prices? I had the driftwood built in 2019 and would like you to build a casita next. So we are working on it. Now that we have so many options with the casita, we're working on getting the interactive floor plans and everything put together so we can add that into the website. So,
but the sales centers have the pricing on them.
Yeah.
So.
Sales Center has the prices and all of the options. If you go and visit them, they can show you exactly what it was. And let's see, Daisy is asking, does Tilson Homes build only on our own property, or do you guys provide property options with the home we would like to build? We do not own any property other than the ones that our design centers are built on. So you would need to locate your own property first and go from there. A great source for that is a website called landsofTexas.com. They have a lot less noise than like a Zillow or Realtor.com is going to have when it comes to land, so you can focus in on what you've been wanting to do. Oh, poor Wes. He really wanted one of the Yetis. So next time, we got to do this again.
Hang in there.
Yes. Naomi is asking, are there any new plans out? Yes, we just launched the Cisco a couple weeks ago. That has been super popular. So you can go check that out on the site. We have another Eric who is sharing, we are very pleased with our Harrisburg C construction in Goliad County. We are nearing the finishing out phase, and it has actually gone faster than we expected. Awesome. That's great to hear.
That's great, Eric.
That's wonderful. And we're going to end on that note.
Yes, we are. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Hammack, for letting us into your home, for sharing that. Thank you, Kelsey and David, for going there and doing that. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Dawn, for putting this on. Grateful to you for that and all of these. Folks, you can find us all over the interwebs. We have a website that's open 24/7. We got 12 locations open to serve you 7 days a week. We have a Facebook page that's very interactive. We have an Instagram account. We have a YouTube channel with all of that stuff we just mentioned. You can certainly go there and a lot of really, really good content, answer a lot of these questions. Grateful to each and every one of our customers that are on here watching. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for staying with us through this really, really weird time of building. And we are grateful for you. And I don't want you to ever think that we're not, or take that for granted. So thank you. Thank you, folks that are here getting information. Share this with your friends. If you got other questions, reach out to us. And really, we hope to soon make you part of the Tilson family. We'll see y'all later.
All right. Bye, everybody.